Welcome back to my channel for a short Leica episode, and in this episode I want to show you accessories for the Leica Q3 43 which just came to market, which I will use to make my workflow, the aesthetics of the camera, my life in general a little bit easier and better. Let's kick this off. Alright, what do we have here? First of all, we have here a soft release button. That's something I also use on my Leica Q3 28, which is this beauty here. And you see here the soft release button. And I find this very convenient when I press and hold the shutter release button halfway pressed or press it through. It just gives me a little better touch and feel. And I like this a lot. And that's what I want to unbox here also for the Q3 43. And that's this box here. Then we have here a filter, that's the UVA2 E49, and that's a standard filter from Leica. I will follow up a little bit on a discussion I had in a recent video I posted where I spoke about the not so easy filter handling on the new Leica Q3 43 compared to the Q3 28. And here is one solution you can have if you want to use a filter on the Leica Q3, which I'm going to describe in detail in a moment. We have here a clip-on lens cap with 49mm filter thread. We have here a thumb support for the Q3 cameras that's universally mountable to the Q3 28 and also to the Q3 43, of course. We have here the L-Pro 52 set. I will only quickly talk about that. That is something that enhances your macro capabilities, your close-up capabilities, and I will do a dedicated video on that particular set here because someone in the comments asked me about that. So we'll test whether the macro mode on the Q3 43 standalone gets an enhancement if you mount in addition the L-Pro 52 set in a separate video, of course. And then we have here the round lens hood, which is an additional accessory for the Q3 now, and in particular for the Q3 43, where with the standard lens hood you will not be able to fit a lot of filters underneath. Then with the round lens hood you have more options, and that was something which was lively debated in a recent video on the filter problems of the Leica Q3 in the comment section, and I think it's time to show this live how this looks like and how to use it. Before you continue with the video and watch it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. It helps my channel to grow. It means the world to me and is your appreciation for my work with all the content I'm posting, so thank you very much. So let's start easy with the soft release button. This one here, comes in a nice packaging, very lightweight because it's only a button. I showed before here my Q3 28. It's just this tiny little red button here which you can screw in into the shutter release button. And let's try to open this here. Let's have a look how this looks like. It comes in a nice soft bag here. And let's open this. Oh, voila. Here we go. This one looks actually quite nice. I will mount it in a second, but it is red at the bottom and black at the top. So it's different to the one I purchased here. And this is not originally from Leica, by the way. I just like the red design here. And let's see how this looks like if I screw this into the Q3 43. So let's go here. And then you just screw it in until it sits firmly, and that's it. And now you have here a soft release button on the shutter release button, and I think it looks nice, in particular with this red bottom plate here. That looks quite nice, quite attractive. It's not so eye-catching as what I have on my Q3 28, but still has the comfort if you rest your finger on it and then release it halfway pressing through or full pressing through. I think that is an accessory I will keep on that camera here. Next, let's quickly talk about the hand grip. And this one here is mounted, and I mentioned in the previous video I did steal it from my Q3 28. And the reason why this is still the black finish here is because the one with the gray color, exactly matching the gray color on the camera body of the Leica Q3 43, is not yet available. And even with my excellent connections to Leica, I was not able to source this for me. So bear in mind there is a hand grip. I use hand grips all the time. The one which is dedicated for the Q3 43 will have a gray finish, not a black finish, but the texture will be the same. And then in addition to the hand grip, you have here a wireless charger, and that's the one which you get offered if you ask for a wireless charger for the Q3 cameras in the Leica boutiques and Leica stores. And I should say I purchased it back then. You also see here, made for Leica. That's the one they recommend, and I hardly use it. I really use the hand grip for a better grip. I typically charge my Q3 via the USB-C connection here in the port, and that's the standard way for me to charge this camera, or using the double charger from my Leica SL3 and then having two batteries charged simultaneously. But the wireless charger I hardly use, but I purchased it back then and now it's sitting and resting on my shelf. Next, let's look into the thumb support, and let's open this up. Again, you get a nice pouch here. And then you get it here. It's in matte black finish, looks very nice. You have here the buttons, because that's necessary if you apply it now here. Otherwise you would cover these buttons here on the Leica Q3. It's the same on the Q3 28 as well as on the 43, as you can see. And you have to remove here, of course, from the hot shoe the cover, and then you can mount this. And this is comfortable. This is really comfortable. Hand grip for me is essential, must have, but this is also comfortable because you have your thumb here and it gives you an even better grip, and you have full access to the customizable function buttons here via that construction. So it just channels the pressure from your thumb through to the camera body, and I can recommend this here. It's also nicely engraved with Leica Camera Wetzlar, Germany. And I think this will give you more comfort if you have this thumb support mounted on the camera instead of having just the cover here on the hot shoe, which is the standard way to operate this camera. See here? That's the standard way, and I don't think it makes the camera more bulky, but the grip is more comfortable with that thumb support. So I recommend this one. For me, this is something I will go for, and I will keep it and have it mounted on the camera. Let's talk now about the lens hood in round shape, which is this one here. So let me try to open this and show it to you. Here we go. Also in a nice little bag here. You open this up and see what's inside. And here it is. You see that's a totally different shape to what I have in the standard of the Q cameras here. So here you have this square shape with a little bit of rounded corners, and this is a round lens hood like you have it in some of the Leica M lenses, where this is actually a standard which is used frequently. And if you now unmount the standard lens hood, you can then screw on this one here. Let me quickly do it. And we had long debates in my video back then on the filter issues. Well, I don't think it's issues, the filter situation of the new Leica Q3 43. And a lot of people said, that is for me a Q lens hood. That is the lens hood I want to see on my Q3, period. Nothing else. But if you look at that, it actually doesn't look terrible. It looks actually quite good. And it reminds me in some of the very valuable Leica M lenses I have in my collection. And the question is, can you now with this one mount filters? And yes, of course you can, which brings me to the next tiny little box, namely the filter UVA2 E49. So let's get this opened. Here we have the clip-on lens cap. Let's get this opened. You have the usual box here. Here we go. And now we can mount this here. So we have a protection filter, and by the way, you can of course play the same game with neutral density filters, polar filters, what have you. And you see now here, you can now mount in addition the lens hood, and the filter is not affected by that. You can screw it to the end until it sits firmly, snaps in, sits firmly, and that's it. And now the Leica Q3 43 has a nice filter. As I said, different filters are possible, need all to be 49mm filter thread. And the only question is, how can we protect now the lens with a lens cap? And there are plenty of options. Here, for instance, is the standard Leica option. So that is the clip-on lens cap E49. Let's open this up. Let's have a look inside. It's something I also use on some M lenses where this filter type, this filter construction takes place. And then you can go in here and you can try to snap it on. And that looks actually good. It's quite nice. Now there are cheaper options which I wanted to mention. There are other lens caps you can use. For instance, here is a 49 one from Sony, is a spare one I have. That should fit too. Let's try this out. And it fits. Do I like that I have a Sony logo here and a Leica logo here? Not at all. So this one here needs to get ruled out. But there are also no-name lens caps which I purchased in the market for a couple of dollars. You see them here, I have 3 of them. They are all 49mm if you look here. And they are pretty neutral in terms of appearance, and they should fit too. See, like this. Sits firm and protects the lens and the filter. And I think this construction where you have your fingers here is even a bit more convenient than this one where you have to push here on the side, on the bezel. It works, you get used to it. I was now quite quick, but you saw my first attempt was a bit slow and not so smooth. And of course, in the long run, it's nice to have a Leica branded lens cap here. But if you want to save some money and get some lens cap, I forgot the source of this lens cap. I just got it from somewhere from the internet. I think it was $5 or something like that. I don't recognize any branding here on this one, but it saves some money and it is more convenient to have it like this. You see that? Than to have it like this. Now, of course, if the, see, again, I failed. If the aesthetic of your inner ego say you want to have a Leica logo here, then go for the original one from Leica, because that will make you much more happy, of course. And then on the L Pro E52 set, that's something, as quickly mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will cover in a separate video. And the background is that someone in the comments said, have you tried to mount that additional glass on the Leica Q3 43? And as of today, I've not tried. So I will do it and will spend some more time, dedicated time, to test this out. So what is the L Pro E52 set? It is actually almost a magnifying glass. Comes in a nice pouch. I will show this again in the other video, so I don't want to preview here too much. And that glass can be mounted on filter threads with 49mm and 52mm. And there are adapters here inside which you can use, and one of them fits for the Q cameras. And this is supposed to improve your close-up experience and bring you even closer to your subject. And I'm going to show this in detail in the video I talked about. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you will not miss that content. Last but not least, in my video where I talked about the filter challenges, let's call it a challenge, on the new Leica Q3 43, because the standard lens hood here is not as long as the one from the Q3 28, and that means the moment in time you want to activate the macro functionality here, you find limitations and it's not working. Now here's no problem at all if you look at that. Of course I can activate the macro functionality here because the lens tube moves inside that round lens hood and does not get limitations from a shorter lens hood like you have it here in the standard version of the Q3 43. So you see, I can easily switch to macro mode. Have a look how the tube comes out. No problem at all. And you can also protect the lens with the lens clip, as I showed in a moment. Just go here and clip it on. And that's it. So I think that's basically all I wanted to say and show. I hope you liked that short episode, and that was short in the meaning of the word. But I know that a lot of people are always interested in what kind of accessories could be interesting for me. What should I purchase? And I think the ones I showed here in the video, they are really interesting for me, my subjective view, of course. You can also get aluminium covers here for the hot shoe. If you want that, you can get leather cases or half cases. There is more in terms of accessories you can discover. But the ones I showed here, these are the ones that interest me, and I wanted to share that with you. If you liked that video, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. Stay tuned on my channel. There is always more to come. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy. And of course, peace out.